When Donald Trump was asked during a private dinner with political leaders, "Mr. Trump, what do you think about the trend of men in skirts?" He smiled his trademark smile and answered simply, "Because it's not manly." This phrase caused a real stir on social media, and although for most people it might have seemed like another sharp statement from Donald, there is a whole philosophy behind the words. A man is a symbol of stability, not fashion experiments. Trump has always perceived men as a support for family, business, and country. His view is simple. A strong business needs strong men, and a strong man is not about what you're wearing, it's about what you have inside. A skirt, in his opinion, is not just a piece of clothing, but a cultural signal. And when men wear skirts, the world gets the wrong message. Everything is allowed, boundaries are blurred, stability is disappearing. And for Trump, it was boundaries and stability that were the basis of the strength of any country. A world where there is no difference, collapse or progress. Trump has always believed that if the difference between men and women is erased, the very concept of strength, confidence, and responsibility will be lost. In his interpretation, a world where men wear skirts turns into chaos without rules, where no one knows who should take the hit and who should be supportive. For Trump, a man is a brand, not just a gender. Trump perceives a man as a brand, strong, straightforward, with character. And if a brand changes its characteristics, it loses credibility. Clarity is important in business and life. There is no room for vague forms and hints. That is why his position is so categorical. A man is strength, protection, and ambition. A skirt does not add strength. It is a signal of its absence. The skirt is a trap. Why Trump considers it an attack on masculinity. For Donald Trump, a skirt on a man is not just a fabric on his legs. It is a marker. It is a marker that the world is trying to erase the foundations that have sustained civilization for centuries. Trump is convinced the real crisis is not about money, not about politics. It's in the minds of people who no longer care whether they are a man or a woman. Fashion is a business of weaknesses. Trump understands the mechanics of fashion well. According to him, fashion is not just about style. It is a tool to make a person doubt himself and constantly buy a new shell that will make him his own in the eyes of others. That is why Trump sees the men in skirts trend as an attack. This is not freedom. This is a marketing trap for those who seek confirmation of their value not in their actions, but in what they are wearing. A symbol of a strong man, stability or show. All the years of his life, Trump has been building an empire on the image of a stable, decisive, straightforward man. His message is simple. A real man does not look for ways to impress with his appearance. He impresses with his actions. Trump has repeatedly stated that a man's clothes should only emphasize his purpose and character, and not turn him into an Instagram mannequin or a fashion joke. The trap of blurred identity. For Trump, it's not just a matter of fashion, it's a matter of identity. He believes that behind the beautiful words about freedom, there is a script, erasure of differences, the weakening of the male position, the destruction of the culture of responsibility. A skirt for a man is not a choice of style. It's a choice to be a leader or a cog in a system that dictates how you live. How skirts make men convenient for the system. Donald Trump's opinion. Donald Trump has always had a sharp style of speech, especially when it comes to strong figures, power, and influence. When it comes to men in skirts, Trump uses one phrase that makes you think. When men wear skirts, they become a soft target for manipulation, a culture of diminished personal power. Trump sees this as part of a larger plan. The world is slowly imposing the idea that male power is toxic, and the skirt here is not just a fabric. It is a symbol of nullifying personal power. It removes responsibility, erases authority, and turns a man into a blurred figure without character. Trump spoke frankly. The world doesn't need more fancy boys. The world needs leaders. Manipulating the skirt as a business move. Trump emphasizes that modern clothing culture is no longer about aesthetics. It's about politics and economics. He compares trends to a commodity on the stock exchange. First, they create demand through influencers, Then they turn it into a norm. And when the norm has taken root, they monetize the idea to the hilt. Skirts for men, in his opinion, are exactly the case. A man becomes an object that is constantly looking for confirmation of his own value outside, not inside. A man is a brand of strength, not a guinea pig. Trump is convinced there is no magic in clothes. There is magic in your head. For him, a man in a skirt is a symbol of a person who has lost focus on his goals and has followed the crowd. That is why Trump says, a strong man creates fashion, not follows it. A real man does not sell his character for likes. Being a man is a choice, not a skirt. Trump on strength, style and the price of independence. In the last part of his argument, Trump draws perhaps the most abrupt conclusion. For him, a skirt on a man is not a fashion, but a diagnosis. He believes that when a man allows society to dictate what he should wear, how he should behave, and how he should look, he automatically loses control over his own life. The world can take away your money, your house, your status, but if they take away your character, they can't give you anything else back. This is Trump's philosophy. Real masculinity is not about clothes, but about a clear position. According to Donald, a skirt is just the tip of the iceberg. The root of the problem is deeper: blurred principles, lack of clear boundaries, soft thinking. Trump believes that a strong man, does not allow trends to rule his life, does not adapt to the new norms, does not sell his identity for the approval of the crowd. Is a man in a skirt a signal of weakness or freedom? Trump saves the loudest thesis for the finale. This is not about clothes, it's about power. A skirt is a test of loyalty to the system. Either you are with it or against it. For him, everything is very simple. A man who chooses ostentatious feminism is convenient for the system. A man who remains firm and purposeful will always be inconvenient for manipulation. And according to Trump, America, business, and the world needs such men. Conclusion: to be a man is to be a leader. Trump believes a leader is not someone who puts on a fancy suit. A leader is someone who creates the rules of the game. Instead of playing by someone else's, the skirt here is just a symbol of the loss of inner strength. A man without character will remain in a skirt even without fabric. Keep yourself in check and hold your position. That's real style.